Alright, so what am I doing today? I'm in Union City. Just had some breakfast this morning. Well, I'll get to the breakfast later. Anyway, right now I'm at Quarry Lakes. Well, technically this is in Fremont, but still. Nice, peaceful nature, lake area. Asian lady in the distance. It's along the Alameda County Trail. Yeah, so as I was saying, I went to get breakfast today at this place called Break Your Fast. It was pretty good. It's like a small hole-in-the-wall place. I had a spam benedict. It was like English muffin with spam and some eggs and hollandaise sauce on top with potatoes on the side. And of course, when you get breakfast, you gotta get your unlimited coffee. And some, is this pink or purple? I say fuchsia colored flowers or whatever. I don't know my colors and flowers, but whatever. Yeah, so it was like a nice little breakfast. Yeah, sometimes I like to get away a little bit. Though this is not really away, it's like a little regional nature area right in the middle of the city. As you can see and hear cars right there. And it is really big. Honestly, I would prefer to bike this, but I don't have a bike on me at the moment. And of course, I'm not dressed appropriately today. Well, I mean, I'm wearing jeans. But yeah, I'm glad I went here because it's good. It's like a little, not too far, 15, 20 minutes from my place. Drive out here. I only went here twice, I believe. No, I went here a few times, but for two different reasons. Because once my brother had a project to do here, and the other times was we running for cross country. I don't know if we ran here because the opposing school's team is closer to here, or because it was raining, so it was unsafe to run at the other place. Yeah, the thing about these videos is not really about the content of the vid. It's more like just me talking in the background. But honestly, real talk, I don't talk that much in real life. I should, but that's a given. Funny, there are some people who talk more in an hour than I do an entire day. And I know like the profession that I want to get into will involve talking, but that's just my nature. Well, I can talk, but I say what needs to be said. I'm not one for small talk. I'm for real talk, like heart-to-heart talk, you know what I'm saying? Because you're expending the energy to open your mouth and verbalize and vocalize. You might as well make it worth it. Or else you're just wasting time and effort. But, oh yeah, beautiful lake right there. Honestly, when I make these videos, sometimes I don't even look at the video while I'm recording. I just put it up there. People walking by might think I'm some kind of crazy person, just talking to myself. Oh yeah, at Break Your Fast, the service was really good. They were very attentive and friendly. It's like one of the best breakfast experiences I've had in a while. And the prices were a steal too. I was quite surprised myself. Yeah, because usually in Fresno, where I was currently staying at, the breakfasts are pretty expensive. Like each meal is about over $10, but they give you a lot. It's like big hearty portions, lots of hash browns, biscuits and gravy, really big omelets. But here the portions were just right. That's another interesting thing. I think either my appetite or metabolism changed. I don't eat as much or as fast as I used to. Either it's because of my mood or because I have a new approach to eating. But I suppose this way is healthier, because before I would just eat and eat a lot and try to finish everything on the plate. I know, you guys must be getting tired of looking at a lake the entire time. But look at that gazebo over there. That's where we used to meet before those cross-country races. I think I only did 2 or 3 races here. But of course, when you're running, you didn't really have time to enjoy the nature area. You're just trying to get through the race or at least beat the guy ahead of you. Yeah, cross-country races were some fun times. It was a good excuse to get in about 3 miles of running every day. At least 3. I know we should have ran much more than 3. But what can I say? Hello. Yeah, we were in high school. We just wanted to do the bare minimum. Get through the day. I mean, run enough, but to get the exercise. Because of course we had homework from the AP classes we were taking. So what's the difference between 3 miles and 5 miles, you know? Maybe endurance training for a race, but personally for me that wasn't a priority. I just wanted to push myself and do my best. Yeah, this area is way too big. I would have to come back here again. I just don't know when. Because once I get back in school again, I can't really do all the things that I want to do whenever I want. It would just be school, school, school. Well, ideally, that's how it should be. There'll be breaks. But now is the time for supposedly soul searching, in quotation marks. People spend their entire lives trying to find themselves. Some people have a better idea of themselves more than others. I admit, after a time period, a recent time period, I wasn't sure who I was. Like, I had to be in certain people's image, and I didn't like that. And I came to learn that sometimes people don't explicitly say things to you or about you, but you can know that what they're thinking or what they're implying, you know? But you learn not to let that hold you back or get you down. I use this word a lot, relapse. And when I relapse, I go back to old habits or I let other people's opinions and judgments of me come into account. But I'm trying to not necessarily ignore it all, but I just take what applies to me, what works for me, and ignore the rest. Not ignore as in disregard it, like your opinion, your value, it does have not any value on me. It's just, it works for you, but it may not work for me. Yeah, right now I'm at a little bench. Yeah, these things are ridiculous. Why would you want someone to name a bench after you? It's like, that's your legacy. Like, you died, and then your name, how people remember you, is something that they put their butt on. It's a nice, peaceful lake with some geese in the background. We'll check them out later. But not too close or else they might attack you. Way in the distance, you see the BART. This is Union City. There's also a station in Fremont, where I'm from. BART. They were supposed to build more stations, like the one near my place, like Warm Springs. But they were like, oh, it'll be finished like last Christmas, and they never finished it. Oh, it'll be done this spring. They never finished it. And now supposedly it'll be done this summer. Well, the station looks all finished and built, but they're just doing a bunch of test runs. And not to mention the stations they're working on in Milpitas and San Jose. The Milpitas one will be pretty crowded because I think it's near the Great Mall. But then you got the light rail there already too, so there's gonna be a lot of traffic in that area. Now San Jose one is so random, is near the flea market. The flea market's pretty empty and depressing. Well, from my experience, the one time I went there. There's some stairs down here. Let's go down. Oh wow, it's pretty active down here. Yeah, I came home and it makes me realize how spoiled I am. Oh, nice bird. To be from the Bay Area with the opportunity and the nature and the restaurants and the people and the demographics and the weather. Like, I don't want to be entitled, but I guess part of me felt that way, but I shouldn't be. That's another thing I've been struggling with. Like, I feel maybe guilty about feeling certain things I shouldn't be feeling. But you gotta be honest with yourself. You can't help but feel certain things about certain ways. But as long as you acknowledge it and determine your actions based on it. Wow, these geese let you get really close to them. Don't hurt me. Another thing I realized that we are all hypocrites. I'm a hypocrite. There are many things I talk about, many things other people talk about. They preach about living, but then how they learned that? Because they did the opposite things before and they learned about it beforehand. Everyone's a hypocrite. Friends and families are hypocrite. Peers are hypocrite. But just because everyone was a hypocrite doesn't mean you gotta disregard their advice or their teachings. Unless they're a hypocrite, but then they stick with the opposite behavior. You know? Like they say one thing, they preach one thing, but they do the opposite all the time. Like they're entitled to that one exception. Those are the type of hypocrites you avoid. But we're hypocrites because we're not perfect. Like I said before, everything's a learning process. People expect us to already know things. Like, oh, you should know how to do this, or you should know how to think that, or solve this or that problem. But no, you have to learn it. You learn from experience. You see the cause and effect. You make the mistakes. You let the mistakes hurt you, and you learn. 'Cause no one's born knowing everything, knowing how to do everything. Oh, fishing. I've never caught a fish before. I went fishing before, but I've never caught a fish before. I don't know how long I'll be out here today. Good, good. Gets me thinking about another convo I had with a friend not a while back, but maybe over a month ago. Like she came at me and she was like, I'm not used to being by myself. Like, I used to hang out with people, do things with people all the time, be in other people's company. My personal experience, my anecdotes, all I can tell her is you gotta get used to it, because in life you will not always be with other people. You should not seek your happiness from other people all the time. You seek it from geese. Just kidding. But no, seriously, because you'll live with yourself, only yourself. You're not always gonna have your family, your friends will not always be there, whether physically or figuratively. I'm not saying like be alone or be isolated. I'm just saying make peace with being by yourself. Because when you're by yourself, you can really reflect and be introspective. But what am I thinking? What am I feeling? What do I know and what I don't know? You seek others in order to confirm those thoughts or to learn new things, because you're not going to learn new things from yourself by yourself. You have to go out in the world and find it yourself. You can't always be consuming information, hoarding information, never applying it. In fact, that's kind of what I've been doing, and that's another thing I relapsed to. I collect a lot of things. I might be considered a digital hoarder. I hoard so many, and I make all those lists, like places to eat at, movies to watch, books to read, shows to check out. We have a nice guy playing the flute over here. It's pretty cool. Hope he doesn't judge me recording him. Yeah, like I say, I guess I hoard things. I download so many pictures. I take so many pictures. I record so many videos. I make so many lists of things to watch or read, or things I already watched and read. Why do I do it? Maybe because I'm afraid that I would forget it if I don't. Maybe that's why I take copious amounts of notes. I'm scribbling and typing furiously in class. I don't want to forget, because I'm afraid I will be called out on the one thing I forgot to write down, the one thing I don't remember. Like seriously, it's cloudy and in the 60s right now, and it's summertime in the Bay Area. In Fresno, it will be 10 or 20 degrees hotter than this. So just because where I'm from or how I was raised, even spoiled to an extent, I mean, you shouldn't hold that against me, and I should stop holding it against myself. Because just because I'm from here, I notice life, I experience this or that, doesn't mean I'm closed off to it. That's all I know. A nice little pier area. Come down, check it out. I never knew about this area before. It's nothing about being by yourself. You choose what you want to do. You choose what you want to learn. You make your own choices. You choose how you spend your time. You choose your own interests. You're not dependent on other people all the time. I mean, it's always good to share it with them or do things together with them. But just because you're not with them shouldn't limit you from doing what you want or saying what you want to say or thinking what you want to think. Like, I wanted to go to this nature area today, but I didn't have to go with someone else, you know? I didn't have to wait for this or that person, or if I do, I have to be here at this or that time, or they want to leave at this or that time. I'm like, no, I'm out here doing what I want by myself. But I know you can't live life by yourself all the time. There'll be a time where you have to compromise and cooperate and do group projects and have team meetings and interact with patients or customers or whatever one's profession entails.